Hello, everybody. Um, I think the internet's working for me. You guys can hear me, yeah? Cool. Well, we'll figure it out. This new update, got this new phone. Not see. Okay, yeah, I see that. Okay, we good. Um, well, happy Friday. Look, man, last week got taken down by the public education system's plague going around with all the kindergartners and second graders, and my kids taking, the literal art of teaching how to share a little too literally in this case, but good on them, God bless them. Regardless, I feel so happy and appreciative to be back here today. And for that reason, got the motivation for really what keeps me around here. And it's that meme business creativity by the unreasonable thinkers. And one of my favorites from back in June 22, Hoge Volume 2, Big Keys, featuring Press 10. Got this for 3.5 minutes, and then we'll get it cracking.
Yeah. You know what time it is. Hoge time. Said I'm sitting on some Hoge and making moves on the low with a DeFi currency that's ready to explode. Buckle up, let's hit the road. We headed to the land of Hoge, and we mean business when we Hoge stepping. Let's go. Hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step. Hey, I'm Hoge stepping, yeah, I'm reppin'. Always out here on the grind. Hit up Hayden and chop it up, and he said,
Keys, it's about that time.
hit him with a new one, hit him with a new flow. So you know I had to tap in with Jimmy Lee, Boisterino, and Preston. Here we go. Hoge music on the move, bruh. Out the way, don't make a shove. Always giving out daps and hugs. No negativity, just light and love. Tell me how you want this to roll. You know we coming 100K strong. Always ready to buy the dip, and we in it for the long haul. When I was younger, my mama told me she had a dream. When I grew up, I would be the best that the world would see. Little did I know what this cold world had in store for me. Now I'm Hoge stepping on this blockchain for the world to see. Come follow my lead like the Pied Piper and you will see. This ain't no Doge, ain't no crow, no ETH or no soul. Making moves on the low, keep gaming, take control, no paper hands, we gotta hold. Hoge stepping, let's go. On some Hoge and making moves on the low with a DeFi currency that's ready to explode. Buckle up, let's hit the road. We headed to the land of Hoge, and we mean business when we Hoge stepping. Let's go. Hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step.
It's that Hoge step like jump 1-2, blasting off, shooting to the moon. Got the groove, got the vibe behind the scenes, straight on the grind. 500K for a top 5, inevitable. It just takes time. Pack your bags, we're about to fly into space. OG DeFi Hoge step, it could be a dance. On TikTok like Jersey racks, it's all TikTok and it's just a clock. Crypto game, cause it ain't a stock. Hoge swap to switch it up. Can't stop the burn with fire trust. Can't stop the burn, I catch reflection. All about the Hoge, big keys in Preston. All about the Hoge, I eat the dip. If the market's bare, I still don't trip. If the market's bare, then I go hunting. Serving up Hoge there at my luncheon. Serving up hope for you to feast. With a limited supply, so you should eat. No defeat, some is slept. Hold my drink. Hoge steps to some OG shit like drinking 40s in 86. Hoge steps in the land of Hoge. Kicking back real comfortable. Hoge step on some real good vibes. Hoge step, cause now's the time. Hoge step, I stack my chips. DCA, I buy the
Said I'm
zips.
sitting on some Hoge and making moves on the low with a DeFi currency that's ready to explode. Buckle up, let's hit the road. We headed to the land of Hoge, and we mean business when we Hoge stepping. Let's go. Hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step. We gon' hit on with that Hoge step.
Uh-oh. Not again, but got hit with that Hoge step once. I don't need a 1-2. Man, Big Key, salute to you. Let me tell you right now, we are 11 tracks deep in the can. 10 are released, another bullish collab, original coming soon. I know some of you have received your winning limited copy of Hoge, folks. I know others have responded, and we will be getting back to all DMs tonight to get the rest of you your copies. But when we think about something like Hoge Music, I mean, the music industry in general right now, it's so difficult. It's challenging. Okay, making sure, right? Looks like the connection was lost. I better still be here. But the music industry, right? It's this old legacy industry, and it's so hard for the everyday person if you're 15, 16, 18, and you're seeing NF, you're seeing M, you're seeing Nirvana, like classic videos, and you want to try it. You're a creator, you're a musician, but you don't have the money, you don't have the capital, you don't have the tools. Forget about licensing and that uphill battle and how everything else is. And it's hard, man. And that, frightens people and causes them not to take a chance because it just seems like too tall of a task to take on themselves, anyways. But then you have something like Hoge Music, community driven, without one damn dollar, and just brains and creativity working together to fill the gaps. 11 tracks deep, 12th one coming with the whole crew, and that leads to a full album. It's just a manifestation of meme business and really showcases that anything is possible if you put your mind to it, understand the pragmatic approach, and understand it's not a zero sum, one sum game. It's a team sum. It's a Hoge Nation sum. And it takes an army for anything and everything. And nothing everlasting was built in a single day. That's meme business. But I digress and I crack open, God, my first beer since last Wednesday because I got sick. So I am just appreciating this liquid poison of greatness just a little bit more, and it's just a micro look into really how everything else is being looked at these days, for myself anyways. So I say happy Friday, Hoge Nation. I am so grateful to be back in the normal Hoge swing of things. And on the wrap up, after last week's debacle running into my kids' elementary school based sickness that hit me in my Hoge heart and soul and took me down for the count from Thursday through Sunday. Now, this super kid cold and congestion protocol took my insatiable soul from 60 to 0 in a matter of 12 hours. And for someone who prefers to be in the thick of it, always working with their head down, it was a big adjustment for me mentally. All I could physically do was just lay in bed and rest and try and sleep. I couldn't do my work life, my dad life, my husband life, my personal life, anything. My body that's used to constantly moving, was halted, and my constantly moving mind picked up the pace and began analyzing the path that led me to being in bed in that moment. Sure, there's no doubt it was my kids sharing their sick germs with me that got me good, but as I laid in bed for days, I began to think about other aspects of my life that may have contributed to the situation. An unbalanced work life with eternal late nights, a food and liquid based diet predicated on convenience over ingredients, and not enough impactful sleep for so long that my body had gotten used to operating inefficiently. So now that I'm on the other side of this, what can I say? Well, I can honestly say that I am very thankful I was taken down so hard because it forced me to sit in my thoughts and reflect on my daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly habits around work, life, and lifestyle. And when I have too much time to go deep there in my brain, what came out of that was just an experience, realizing all the writing was on my conscious walls telling me to make some changes. So as I sit here pontificating into the dark digital airwaves, I find myself appreciating this moment in my life with more understanding and respect for how special each second we have in this reality is. Now, in this moment, I'm healthy and I have all my faculties about me, right? I'm back up to speed and I really don't have the congestion, even if I sound a little off to you guys. I'm feeling great, right? It's clear to me that life, like a daily incentive tool in your favorite game, is like a loot box. And each second is like getting to open up that loot box, and that prize are those priceless, unreturnable seconds. And they seem to keep giving each and every one of us that priceless, finite, scarce asset more time. And that priceless time has found a consistent home for the better part of the last 2 years for me here at Hoge. And along with the great Hoge Nation, we have all been able to band together to continue to ideate, develop, and deploy our interpretation of meme business. Hoge is just over 2 years old and has a product suite that would rival the digital platform child that Adobe Canva and the World Series of Poker would create if they had a digital three-way and Adobe got pregnant. You see, the only difference between them and us is we do it without a single paid dev or media dollar, without having dependable revenue to make forecasts and budgets and provide income to our unreasonable thinkers who are here day in and day out. But in an industry that literally says you can mint money on chain, we here at Hoge try and apply the value to make it worth something lasting and eternal. They say with great action comes great responsibility or great power. But a great powerful action that we seem to take every day is simple community culture. People like to use that word, with their other tokenized projects, but there's no doubt that the one thing keeping Hoge thriving alive with a stable and reasonable foundation is our community and our connection to one another. Many of us have never met in real life in person, much less seen each other's faces. What we have seen is the way that we talk to each other, how we work, stay accountable, take care of our responsibilities, and help out. And in a world where you have little information to go on, these are all the things you really need to know that move someone's soul. And so, with the great Hoge Nation and the incredible Anon filled souls that virtually hold the front line with me each and every day here, it is something to really think about. What keeps people here? Some would say that it's crackers if you really think about it. It's so unreasonable and yet so undeniable, as the proof is in our deployed ecosystem's parabolic pudding. And if you're curious about what that exactly means, all I can say is that's a whole different kettle of fish, if you know what I mean. And speaking of a different kettle of fish, Jersey Rax and Darren stepped it up, filled in like I was never even here last week. And it was my fault for not really explaining the instructions to D-Pool on how to record, but thank you guys for holding it down. From what I heard through the grapevine, it was incredible, and I had wished and looked forward to listening to it Saturday morning as I lay there paralyzed in my bed. But just wanted to tell you guys thank you and get right into it. Mr. Jersey, what do you got for us this week, my friend? I know it was a big week.
I diss. Tell them I'm Harlem, Harlem only, Kennet and baby, starving the hood we glow. AT do snow and Biscuit do green like ghosts.
Woo! Jersey, what's up, my man?
What's going on, man?
Jersey?
We missed you. Can you hear me?
Oh my God. Have I been talking to myself this whole time?
No, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh no, I hear you. You're here.
All right, so I guess Hayden can't hear me, so I'm just going to get right into my part. What's going on, everyone? What a fun week we're having with this pump going on. I have a pretty awesome quote I heard that I would like to start this off with, and it goes, "The man that loves walking will walk further than the man that loves the destination." How true is that? When you love the journey, the goals just happen, and you hit milestones as a side effect. And that's the greatest part about our active members here in the Hoge community. We all enjoy the journey. If you have stuck with Hoge and are keeping yourself up to date, you understand the uniqueness of how this is being built. Price is a complete afterthought to most of us. Now, don't get me wrong. Everything feels worth it on those special days where Hoge goes on a run out of nowhere. But even on days we dump a little bit. By enjoying the journey and process of building, it doesn't hurt as bad. It's easy to continue on and be positive because we are so early in this crypto industry that nothing is predetermined yet. The only real issue with Hoge and why our price is where it is the fact that we have had to operate on a $0 budget. And there's a reason I said issue there and not a real problem, because having no budget has allowed Hoge to grow and develop in the most unique and powerful way possible. Most tokens out there, especially meme tokens, rely on a dev team that's working for a paycheck. And they program in a tax that all holders have to pay to the team, giving them a budget to market or what happens most of the time, gives them extra money to pocket for themselves. With Hoge, everything that has been accomplished and paid for has been donated by the community volunteers and heroes that love Hoge and see the bigger picture it can play in the world of DeFi. The Hoge smart contract and its open source brand concept allows anyone that wants to bring their own value. One person can play such a major role with Hoge at any moment, and that's what makes it so exciting thinking about what's to come. Hoge has no tricks or wasted taxes on the community in its smart contract. It's a simple, easy to understand, unchangeable smart contract that on every transaction burns off and redistributes tokens forever. We have less than 40% of our circulating supply left, and it's decreasing every day. Not only that, you get more Hoge in your wallet every single day just for holding it. When you really think about that uniqueness, there's a reason we have made it 2 full years and continue to deliver game-changing DeFi products. The Hoge community is tough and has suffered through some pretty serious failures with its open source brand concept. Many different people with poor intentions tried to have their own effect on Hoge. You guys all know me. I truly bleed Hoge and love what we are building with my full heart. And because of that, I supported and believed in almost every single one of our failures along the way. And guess what? I'm still here and not going anywhere. I'm never leaving. All those failures are just a memory on the journey of building our own version of DeFi. And now that I'm 2 years in, I feel like I've earned my stripes. 2 years in crypto, especially in Hoge, is like 10 years in other industries, the way things move and change. You start to learn and understand who the LARPers and scammers are and who the actual doers are. Hoge is filled with doers. The people I talk to daily here at Hoge are a different breed of person and are why this journey is so much fun. From our devs building products and spending their own money and time to give their version of a use case to Hoge, to our many NFT artists and gift creators, the daily tweeters, the Hoge commenters on Reddit. I love you guys. It's my favorite platform. Our volunteer leadership team and everyone else that just buys and holds Hoge. The journey is just getting started. Hoge has had no budget up until now to help get new eyes and ears on its content and platforms and everything we're building. So when we say organically grown, we truly mean that. There couldn't be a better time to get your friends and family invested in Hoge. $500 could be life-changing in 2 years. And I wish I was here to announce that one friendly whale paying attention in the community just donated $10,000 to springboard our message and social platforms. But sadly, I am not. I can dream. So the second best thing we can do as a community will be to get this active vote on the revised wallet structure to quorum. We're currently at 26 billion out of the required 40 billion Hoge needed to hit quorum. If you're listening, you probably already voted. But if you haven't, please go vote right now after this show. If you hold your Hoge in MetaMask, Coinbase wallet, or similar, just open the vote link in your wallet browser, and it takes less than 30 seconds and only 3 clicks to vote. If you're smart with your crypto, then you hold your Hoge on a ledger or another hardware wallet. If that's the case, it takes a few more steps, but it's still easy. I posted a step-by-step video on the Hoge Reddit on how to vote using your ledger if you can't figure it out. A few community members have also tweeted it out, myself included. If you have gotten friends or family into Hoge that are not paying attention, regardless of the size of their bag, get them to vote. If Hoge does what we all hope, there could be rewards in the future for wallets that participate in our DAO votes. Back to what I said in the beginning. The coolest thing about Hoge is that the community is in complete control of what we do, and we need the community to vote to get things accomplished. Darren will touch more on the vote. It's an important one. Being able to activate and properly organize our current wallets with actual guidelines on what and how they can be used is huge. This will allow for some marketing and other ideas to get prepared for when the time comes. Also, with the launch of the multi-DAO and its gig feature, things can get really interesting with a budget, even if it's a small one. So again, please go and vote if you haven't. Let me touch on some quick Hoge social platform updates. Most of you guys know Looney Corp from Hoge Telegram. He also goes by Hoge Australia here on Twitter. He is one of the best and most informative follows in our community. The single reason I see, like, and retweet so many Hoge tweets is because of him posting them into the Hoge Telegram room. I feel like I don't miss a single one, and that's a huge help and makes spreading the info further so much easier. A huge thank you from me and the community for doing that, Looney Corp. It's really appreciated. Well, I'm happy to say he will be stepping up and helping run the official Hoge Twitter account. This is something you can tell he's insanely passionate about and will help Hoge get its information out there in a fun, creative way. Last week, when we asked here on the wrap-up for people who are interested in getting more involved with Hoge to reach out, he did. He did, and so did a few others. Like I said, Hoge is filled with doers and a team of people focused on the same goal. Another thing from our roadmap that is long overdue is we are also launching a new Hoge Finance YouTube page. It will be at Hoge Finance Official on YouTube. The old one was attached to someone's personal YouTube, so we are starting fresh with new content and informative videos. We will also be posting these wrap-up reports weekly on there so people can get their news and updates in half the time. I know if you're like me, you enjoy using that 2x speed. Some can't handle that and go with the 1.5 speed, but either way, you can consume the same amount of information in half the time. And I'm proud to say, another community member has stepped up to help us grow this page. Most of you guys know Pump Guard Alex from the Hoge Telegram. He goes by Mish Leshner here on Twitter. Again, another great follow if you haven't yet. He will also be helping add content to the YouTube page along with the visuals to go with the wrap-up show. We aren't magically going to get hundreds of followers to the Hoge YouTube channel out of the blue, so when you see it officially posted on our social platforms, please subscribe and share the page. Having well-made, easy-to-share YouTube videos will go a long way in attracting new eyes and ears to our token, especially with the help in the playback speed. Even though we average over 150 listens a week on the wrap-up, I feel like some out there don't give the wrap-up report a chance because they see it says 40 to 50 minutes each week. Which in a world with 5-second attention spans, if you're not already aware of Hoge and what's happening, you're probably not going to tune in. But the ones that do tune in understand it's a fun, entertaining show that brings an accurate, informative punch each week for the community, where we just try and have a little bit of fun. And I know a lot of you really enjoy this, so I appreciate it. A lot of time and effort goes into it, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys that listen. Well, now you will be able to listen to it in half the time. We hope this will attract new ears to the show. Not only that, but I know a lot of you have been asking me, where are the TikTok videos at? Why did I stop making them? And I'll be honest, we wanted the Hoge DAO wallet to get a great Hoge position with a low average entry, and I wanted the community to fill as many GroupLP campaigns that they could at these lower levels. The community wallet now holds close to $90,000 in Hoge at this low of a price. A lot of people forget about the Hoge DAO wallet and how powerful that can be for us in the next bull run. So you will see a major uptick in content in the coming weeks. I will be creating a lot of new Hoge TikTok content and update many of the videos I made to create easy, quick to share, informative videos. Another community member, King Nizzo on Reddit and N2K on Telegram, has reached out to help with content creation and skit writing. Again, thank you, and I appreciate the help. We will also try and post the important TikToks to YouTube to get more eyes on them. But with the wallet activation vote, a couple $100 behind key important videos could make a major difference in growing our holders. Lastly, the newest GroupLP campaign is called The New Record and is to lock up 555,555,555 million Hoge for 2 years. That's 55 million more than our current largest campaign. When this campaign is successful, it will add another 10% to our overall LP. We have raised over 6.8 ETH of the required 9.3 ETH needed, which is an insane difference from last week. If this were to fill today, we would have provided over 60% from the top 5 wallet instead of the original 40% we contributed. That means the yield will be far greater than the guaranteed 4% yield we aim for. If you have not contributed to a GroupLP campaign, this is a great one to start with. Every single contribution, regardless of size, makes a difference. Since we contributed the ETH from the Hoge DAO wallet on Wednesday, like I said, the yield will be much higher. Our starting goal with GroupLP was to lock up 250 million Hoge every month, but the community is destroying that goal. GroupLP was launched at the end of November, so let's count that December, January, and February. We have locked up over 1.7 billion Hoge in 3 months, almost 600 million a month. Great job, everyone. And the more people that buy their Hoge this way, the faster they will fill and the stronger Hoge gets. People may look at Hoge's volume being lower, but don't forget, GroupLP is volume. It just doesn't show up in the count because you are buying it over the counter from another holder. So again, the beauty of Hoge is how easily one person with drive can make a drastic difference on Hoge. So that's all I got. Back to you, Hayden.
Dude, I mean, let me tell you something, what just happened, okay? I just had PTSD while you were speaking because it was like I was back in my quiet bedroom by myself listening to my own thoughts again, and that was a little too soon. It hit a little too hard because what I also saw was a number of heart emojis, fist bumps, powers, 100 emojis, and I'm so curious as to what was said, and I don't know why I can't hear you. I've had this issue on another Twitter space before. It's been something, but Darren, do you care to run it back Jersey style again for me so I can unpack it all in real time?
I can never run back Jersey style. What do you mean? You can't imitate Jersey at all.
Fair enough. Tonight, Netflix and chill. You'll recite it for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Wait,
Jersey, I'll give you a call after the show, man, because I know you said a lot, and it sucks. I'll interrupt you now because I can't even hear if you're, speaking. So,
Yeah.
God,
Hold on.
that was
Jersey
weird.
wanted a riposte to that. What was that, Jersey?
Okay.
It's upsetting that you can't hear my trash talk, Hayden. I guess I can say whatever
What are you
I want
laughing
right
at?
now.
Yeah. So Jersey's taking the opportunity here to get a little trash talking in.
It's all good, it's nothing but bells and butterflies over here. You know what I mean? This is such a unique experience right now. I don't know what the world is telling me, but I look forward to demystifying all what those emojis were derived from, and I know they came from Jersey's mouth. So, jokes aside, thanks for holding it down last week, man. I can't wait to catch up with you after the show. All right. Well, look, I'm transitioning, right? That is the one and only Jersey Rax, a mystical, magical figure that my ears could not hear. But nonetheless, those emojis were confirmation of the unreasonable meme business continuing to permeate in our lands. But next up, maybe a voice you might have heard today or in the past. Some call him Darren, but I call him Donatello Darren because Donatello was like Splinter Jr., the guy that could just keep everything balanced, keep it pushing, have some fun, but keep it serious. And Darren, you are the epitome of that here in the land of Hoge. How you doing, buddy? Woo! Did you hear that, Darren? Did you hear that
I
music,
did.
that
I
intro?
would have been upset if I hadn't heard that this Friday.
Wow, I'm glad because, right, I thought it was my phone at first, so I never put my headphones in. I just do speaker style, like street digital, but I had my headphones in and I just put my ear to my computer. I'm like, I hope this shit works. Good to know. How you doing, my
It's
friend?
one of those evenings, I think, for technology. Because as you were doing the introduction, I went through 3 sets of headset strokes, earbuds, and they all seem to not want to work this evening. So maybe it's something in the air.
Headset strokes with earbuds. That's the after hours show later tonight, Darren. There are children listening right now. No, but I know the tech, it gets us, man. It really does. It strokes us out from time to time. It's just a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah,
But dude, it's good to have you back.
good to have you
You
back.
got some
I'm glad
news.
you're feeling.
Well, thank
Glad
you.
you're feeling better. I mean, Jersey did a great job. I hear that there was a vote to see if it could be installed full time. I just hear it was a rumor. I don't know how that went.
Listen, in this industry, much less in the land of Hoge, there's so much opportunity pie everywhere. I want us all to have the mindset to go and get as much as we can, and it could fill us up for hundreds of years, It really could. It's a beautiful industry like that. So that's okay. I take that as a positive. But yeah, man, I'm good. I'm back, right? Sickness wakes you up. You don't change things until like something slows you down. And man, 2 to 4 beers a day for a prolonged period of time, probably not good. Pizza every day, that's we'll deal with that later in life. But it's just rebalancing out, and very grateful, probably 1% more than I was before for every second that I get, and being healthy and just enjoying the little things in life, man. I really am a believer that just being here in this moment and everything that we get to do, like when you take your last breaths on death's bed, you realize, shit, the lottery was that I was living and getting to go through that whole journey, and I fucking thought there was something at the finish line that I forgot about the whole journey line. And that's I realize that more and more, and that's what attracted me here to Hoge, in the sense of people understanding taking chances in a murky industry that's, not set up for success currently, but not going anywhere for fucking eternity. That is the unreasonable mean business that has got me here feeling like, a freshman in college, but definitely not physically like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. Well, all jokes apart, glad you're you're feeling better and you're back with us. Wasn't the same last week without you, just as it's not the same when Jersey's not with us. So yeah, good to have the team back.
You're a kind man of clean, very polished words, but you also are here with some updates, and I'm excited to hear what they are this time.
I am, and do you know what? As I was listening to the intros and what have you, coming into this, it just struck me that we've got some really good representation across the globe. Not only out there in the community, of course, we know that Hoge is strong all around the world, but certainly on the leadership team here, we've obviously got coast to coast representation over in the US. We've got Europe covered with Callop and hi Callop. I hope you're doing well this evening. Through to now, Lunicorn over in Australia, and that just gives me an opportunity to say welcome to the team, Lunicorn. Glad to have you here. It's a pleasure to have you on the team. Somebody who's been a long time community member and has been able to turn around and say, hey, actually, I've got some skills and I've got some time that I'd like to be able to devote to the project. And that's what it's all about, people being able to help out in whatever way they can. So it's much appreciated, whether it's on the leadership team, whether it's people out in the community, whether it's people going through the post and putting their thoughts and ideas through to the people who moderate it. It's all a team effort, and it's all a volunteer basis. So it's really good to see.
It is, right? And there's not that, failing fiat or dangerous dollar or stored labor cost, but it still operates. And I say that like a goddamn broken record because it can never be so, such a point overlooked. It's just insane, especially in a predatory industry where people use blockchain and smart contracts like weapons, man, to extract from the new retail, investors. Hoge is the antithesis of that. And I think in an industry that's here forever, this honeymoon phase where people think blockchain is cryptocurrency and the speculative casino market, those are the winners. It's so laughable. 20, 30 years from now, they'll look back on it and be like, look at this beginning shit that they were doing, right? But this one little weird meme token, right, that said, fuck all the volume bullshit. Let's build some real stuff that has application. And when the industry hits some regulation, some maturity, where they laugh at us for being set up, by not paying people and all this stuff that gets deemed as security and all this, well, they got some real IP. And in the process, everyone looks the other way when we're talking about global population. And now we're off the blockchain, right? We've got Hoge SMP and Minecraft. We've got OptiSwap's protocol suite that would be white labeled, plugged and played to any L1, L2 chain or DEX swap there. I mean, if you're on Uniswap, you got a tax token V2, you're getting cannibalized. You're getting hit by front run bots. Our thing is a machine. with acceleration capital and paid media dollars, the world knows about it. But while we don't, we get to refine invisibly with our nation, with our community, with our devs. And I'm telling you, this is a forever industry. The honeymoon phase, it's going to be a fleeting moment. What we are doing right now that is overlooked is going to be the reason why we are inevitable, plain and simple.
It's a good word, inevitable. I like that. That describes it. Excellent. So yes.
Oh yeah.
What was I going to say this evening?
So yes, go. I don't know. I'm sure I've thrown you off 7 ways from Sunday, but what
I
were you
know.
going to say, my friend?
Keep trying. Keep trying. You've got to do better than that.
Yeah.
Do not. I just wanted to come on for a couple of moments just to talk about the vote, but really, I think Jersey's covered a good bit of it. The vote's up. It's out there. Do go to the website. The link will be there, and it's also in the social media posts on Reddit. As Jersey said, this is an important vote because it's the one where we're restructuring the wallets, and we talked about this before over the last couple of meetings. But it allows us to collapse the wallets into a more manageable format. We've got a couple out there that are really kind of dead wallets, so it's just making sure that all those bits and pieces of small amounts of funds are put into places where they're more organized. But really, it also describes, gives us an opportunity, I should say, to dictate how those wallets are operated over. And who can actually make the actions across them. So, for example, $1,000 per month can be spent by a leadership team from the War Chest wallet before we have to go to the community for further approval to spend above that amount. Whereas the main exchange wallet, or Hoge.eth as it's known now, must have a community vote before anything can be spent from it or repurposed. What it enables us to do is have a couple of wallets that have got some funds in them that we can just make some discretionary spend on up to that limit, like $1,000, in order to pay the day-to-day expenses, the bills, keep the lights on. But anything that's a bigger spend that really does impact what Hoge is doing or the community obviously goes out to a community vote. So the first thing here to say is, whilst there's a little bit of discretionary spend there, the really big stuff is all down to the community. So it's very much the community's wallets, as it always has been. So do go have a look at the threads on Reddit. The document is up there, which hopefully explains reasonably well how this is all working and how the wallets are going to collapse, and also gives those details of how the wallets operate and who can action them and how they're voted against. If anybody's got any questions on those, do let us know. Drop the thoughts into the AMA post that Jersey pops up on a Monday. And if there's any particularly interesting questions or particularly big ones, we'll bring it back to these sessions as we usually do. But everything seems to be all good at the moment, and we haven't had any major questions on it. So it seems to be that it's articulated reasonably well, which is good to see. And last look, we're about 65% of the way there. Like I say, we're closing the votes on the 23rd, so we've still got a little way to go, but it's good progress. So if you haven't voted yet, please do go and vote. It makes a big difference. And as we say, getting this one across the line really makes a big difference to how we can operationalize some of the smaller pieces of projects, which will have a much bigger knock-on effect as we go.
Yeah, absolutely, Darren. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go on.
That was it. I was just taking a breath then.
Take that breath into the weekend. I know it's a late, somber night by you, probably a little cold. And look, wallet vote details are out there on Reddit, and now you can evolve your opinion into a Hoge vote. Go do it. It sounds like, Jersey talked about Looney Core in the house officially, always around since I've been here, and now officially in here. And we've got a great new marketing room set up, and expect some operationalizing in a way that increases, our social posting, engagement, outreach, better cadence and accountability on Hoge Weekly email blasts and campaigns, and, a look ahead to starting to have, regular, marketing roadmap, so to speak, and starting to build this together, because it takes an army, and I'm really excited to have him, aboard front facing with everybody else that's here. And we've got, the best creative team in the meme game with Alex, Giovanni, and Hellcat already, OGs for life. So I'm excited in all reality to have a more operationalized state of Hoge marketing moving forward and have Lunicore join the house. And, it's a good time, man. And I don't know if Jersey talked about any Hoge YouTube stuff at all, did he? Darren?
Sorry, that's my headset going then, as well.
I was like, oh shit, here it comes again, man. Who's here? But did he talk about like any YouTube stuff on Hoge? Because he's been talking to me, and I know I've been downloading all the wrap ups. I didn't know, right? Like this is not generally how it goes.
Yeah, he did briefly.
That's exciting, man. And like I'm whatever he said, I'll listen back, right, on the replay. Hopefully, right. Only I'll get the copy right where I can't hear Jersey. That would be the irony. But he's had an incredible idea and really taking it to the house and revitalizing Hoge YouTube and getting the impactful wrap up reports that we do record. And now, with Elon at the helm, he opened up like the data repositories. You can go back, 8, 9, 10 months, and it'll be exciting because there was a time where we used to do that and other Hoge helpers that were here today, gone tomorrow, used to do that. But, without conviction, and tunnel vision, man, sometimes paper hands fly away. But Darren, man, a lot of good stuff going on, as always. Can't wait to listen back to it. And outside of the land of Hoge, what do you got going on in the land of home? Anything fun this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend, little shooting this weekend. So that will be fun. It's clay pigeon shooting, which is a little bit more fun, a little bit more spontaneous. So catching up with a few friends to do that, and then it will be followed by lunch somewhere, sat lazily and spending the rest of the afternoon catching up.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. Shooting clay pigeons, that sounds like a wealthy man's game. That is bougie as fuck, my dude. Tell me about that.
So this is coming from the land of where everybody's got a gun, right? Go shooting,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but yours is classy, You probably have some antique classic wood restored rifle, Hemington 84 or something, if I'm correct.
I think it sounds probably better than it is. But yeah, throw a few targets up in the air and everybody has a go, and it's a laugh, really. That's all it is. It's a couple of hours of everybody just getting together and laughing at everybody who misses and taking the mickey out of people who don't. So yeah, it's a good social event.
I love it, man. I mean, honestly, I feel like I call you Donatello Darren, right? Because your energy, but sound and things you do, I'm getting like 007 vibes, man. I really am. Even GoldenEye, N64. But it's always a pleasure, dude. It really
Nothing could
is.
be further from the truth.
I'm gonna go tell my wife tonight with a straight face that I'm going clay pigeon shooting tomorrow and not break it all and see what she says. Just watch to see how she reacts. I'm gonna try and sell that.
Do you know it's about the only kind of shooting we can do over here in the UK? It's a very different animal to what goes on in the US. But yeah, you can go do a little clay pigeon shooting. Rifles, that's really, really very difficult. And handguns, well, you can forget that.
Yeah, but when you shoot these clay pigeons, is it a handgun or a rifle?
It's a shotgun.
A shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, the hybrid.
Yeah. It might be a little bit tricky to do it with a handgun. I'm sure there's people out there who can do it, but that'd be a challenge.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that before, but I just had to ask. I wasn't sure. But all jokes aside, always good to have you here, man. You were a lifesaver here, right? You were my communicator in between this, and you're the glue, man. Just that's who you are. You keep it pushing and keep everybody together. God bless you, my friend.
Yeah, no, it's good to have you back. I mean, we could have played Havoc with you this evening. Perhaps we've missed an opportunity, but yeah, good to have you back, Hayden.
Thank you so much, man. We'll run it back next Friday, and until next time, have a good weekend, my friend.
Sounds good. Cheers.
Cheers. And that is the one and only Donatello Darren, who definitely also has the sound and vibe of 007 GoldenEye N64 style. He's a special one. But here we are at the end of the day. It's almost 5 p.m. Pacific time here. Dad hour is a-coming. And I will leave you with this. Dolly Carnegie said this. I think it really applies here. Dolly said, success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. And I think in our society, in our world, blockchain, any chain business, right? Those two get confused so often in our life. And I think the simplicity of those statements, when they actually resonate with you internally, for me, anyways, it was like a life epiphany. I turned 30, and like this statement right here, like really changed the way I live my life. And I think when you understand whatever you're getting into and the rules of engagement, the guidelines, the specs, the objective, the strategy, what it really shows is when you take your time with something that is worth your time that you'll never get back and putting into it, that is where you'll find the best path to find both success and happiness. But they are separate in their own right. They are not the same thing. And happiness is not simply being successful at all costs. No one wants a Pyrrhic victory. With the incredible innovation in machine learning hitting its honeymoon phase, like it was like February 21, meme token style, there's no doubt that a lot of incredible tech stack and products will come from this. And you see a lot of times in the headlines right now, oh no, AI is coming. It's going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, Judgment Day. They're putting us out of jobs and everything. Listen, that remains to be seen, right? But the truth of the matter is that all this AI generative technology, it's all about efficiency and scalability. If you're a good artist, now you're a great artist. If you're a good attorney, well, now you can be a great attorney. This is meant to enhance. Think of it like when A-Rod was on steroids and crushing baseball and doing great. But with steroids came a lot of problems too. And I look at AI generative tool sets and technologies as steroids for your already existing professional skill set without the bad side after effects. It's meant to make you even better at what you do. And much like the world looks at blockchain the way it does today, so misguided as cryptocurrency only and scammy JPEGs, look at AI toolsets, generative technology as ways to enhance and streamline and scale what you already do well. This technology will be applied to every industry, every legacy business in some way, shape, or form, because at the end of the day, businesses are all about the bottom line, the ROI, the cost of human capital, right, versus the cost of more efficiencies or a better bottom line margin, whatever it might be. But if you are a prompt master, if you ingratiate yourself with this technology and find a way to make some, professional work experience, process, operation, or flow move smoother, well, that's the human brain with some great tech. And that's just where we're at today. So as you go into the weekend, you look around, you see the legacy financial, social, and economic systems are systematically failing while they reduce blockchain to scammy cryptocurrency and JPEGs. All right, think about that. This is the very definition of throwing rocks from a glassed house. Ask yourself this: 5 years from now, do you want to be the person that said it was hard going against the grain in the early 2020s, but I saw the writing on the walls, and for me, having full control over my assets and stored labor cost was most important, and I'm glad I stuck to my instincts? Or do you want to be the person who says, but Jim Cramer said crypto was a scam and stocks and the US dollar were the way? I want a refund. Blockchain provides the ability for you to educate and empower yourself and take more control. Don't overlook it before it's too late. While there is still time and there is not mass adoption, this will, when it hits, operate like a light switch. While the writing is on the wall, these systematic failures across these legacy foundational architectures that control human society, money, stored labor costs, pay attention. All the information is out there. And in the digital age, are they going to laugh at us 30 years from now because all the information was in front of us and we overlooked it for some TikTok and Netflix? Be the unreasonable thinker right now. A little bit will go a long fucking way in a world of charlatans. So everyone have a good weekend, and we'll run it back next week.